Get the camera right. There we go. I hope everybody's a good morning so far. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. It's been a while since I went live and spoke on some things, and I got to speak on some things. All right, we got a lot happening around the city and beyond. So, y'all know I had to get my 2 cents, but hey, we are back. Welcome in. This is the Captain's Quarter Show. I am your host, Milliner. Thank y'all for being here. All right, before we get started, be sure to hit that like. All right, light up that comment section with your statements, your comments, your questions, whatever it is, and I'll address it. And also share the video. All right, and follow my page. All right, follow my page, L Milliner. All right, because I'm bringing you straightforward commentary on news, politics, and hot topics. All right, and we got a lot of news, a lot of politics, and a lot of hot topics to discuss. So, without too much hesitation to get started, let's go ahead and jump on into this. We're gonna jump on into this, man. So I'm gonna be discussing the four men up in Bibb County, Alabama, that just got arrested. Really, they've been getting arrested since I think about like March or April. A couple got arrested a couple months ago, and then another couple in recent days or weeks. So it's four as of right now. They're still investigating the situation. There may be more arrests coming, but I'm gonna talk about that situation. It's a sex trafficking operation that they had going on in Brent, Alabama. All right, and they allegedly had 6 children that they had drugged, and they kidnapped them, drugged them, put them into a storm bunker. All right, a storm underground bunker where they were keeping them, and of course doing what they were doing. Y'all know how that goes. Um, but yeah, man, we're gonna definitely speak on that. We're gonna speak on the crime in Montgomery. Got to speak on that. Are the crime numbers really down? Because that's what we've been hearing this consistently. I mean, I think since like really like 2023, Mayor Reed has really been pushing that the city of Montgomery, the overall crime is going down. Like he's been consistently saying this, and this has continued until now of trying to beat us over the head with the idea that violent crime is down in Montgomery. Homicides, robberies, assaults, you know, everything that goes along with being violent in the like he's saying all that is lower. All right. But we gotta definitely discuss that. He spoke about it on his podcast. All right, his podcast, the Mayor's Take podcast, and he talked about the. I'm gonna bring that video in because we're gonna hear what he had to say out of his own mouth, because so often they wanna make it where people on social media are just making up things or like exaggerating what's going on. Well, look, man, let's hear what the mayor has to say about it. All right, because he's the mayor. I mean, I know a lot of y'all look at like Trump and Kay Ivey as being like having more to do with the goings on in Montgomery, Alabama, but the mayor himself is really should be more in tune and more in control about what's happening in the city of Montgomery. All right, we don't need to look to the state. We don't need to look to the feds. We have a mayor that runs the city. So let's hear what he has to say on the subject. That's how I look at it. Let's listen to what he has to say about it. I'm gonna definitely play. I'm gonna definitely play some of the podcast, right? So we can hear Mayor Reed's side. And what else we got? What else we got? What else we got? Oh, All right, don't start texting me now, though. No, don't start hitting my phone. Y'all see him on live. Don't hit my phone. But yeah, they got the new curfew for the youth. All right, the new downtown curfew situation because it's been a lot going on downtown the last like about month or so, and the city council passed a curfew for the youth 17 and under, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna pull up the article and go through that, but 17 and under. And we're gonna talk about the certain times that they got to be in the house. They cannot be roaming the streets and all that. We're gonna see about it. We're gonna see. We're gonna talk about that. Whether that's a good thing, whether it's something that we may need to revisit. All right. We'll talk about it. I'm gonna give you my opinion on it. I think everybody has an opinion on this situation because it pertains to our level of safety in the city, right? Our level of comfort about going out and about doing business, right? Going to work, going to the store, going to get gas, going to have recreational fun. All right, this is like happening, and we know that age range of like 15 to 25 is the main age range of the ones that are committing a lot of the crime, a lot of the violent crime in this city. All right, and they just happen to be, black, black males. I mean, let's just keep it real. I know I'm like the one of the few that actually keeps it real in saying that. Like a lot of people, they talk around it. And that reminds me, I got to call somebody out. And it's cool because I've called him out before, so he ain't got no problem with it. But I'm gonna play his my video, and I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna let y'all hear what he had to say, and then we're gonna talk about it because I found it very interesting. Let's see here. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started, man. So first and foremost, the four men up in Bibb County, right? The four men in Bibb County. Boy, I mean, hey, this right here will turn your stomach. This will turn your stomach. Cause the guy, when you look at these guys, they look like scum. They look like weirdos. Like they just have that look about themselves. They look dirty. They look just disgusting. All right, I'm just keeping it. Let's keep it a thou wow. All right, let's keep it a thou wow. They look disgusting. So let me bring in this article on the situation. Let's see here. There we go. All right. Four men accused in kidnapping, trafficking, sexual abuse of children in Bibb County underground bunker. All right. So these individuals, let me go ahead and get y'all the names before we even get started on the details. All right. We got William Chase McElroy, Dalton Terrell, Andres Trejo Velasquez, and Timothy St. John. Bibb County Sheriff's Office launched an investigation back February the 4th of 2025. That was earlier this year. During the investigation, authorities say William Chase McElroy was arrested in the case. All right, and then in April 25th, they identified and arrested Dalton Terrell as the second suspect. Terrell was previously arrested for allegedly paying adults for access to children for sexual purposes. Disgusting. All right. As the investigation continued, a third suspect, Andres Trejo Velasquez, was arrested April 29th. So that's like 4 days later. A fourth suspect, 23-year-old Timothy St. John, was indicted in connection to the case and arrested July 22nd. All right. 6 children were allegedly drugged and taken to a storm shelter in Brent, Alabama, that was used as a bunker where the abuse occurred, according to the DA attorney Brian Jones. and there's the bunker. That's the actual bunker right there, y'all. That's what you look at. That's the actual bunker that they had the kids down in doing ungodly things to these kids. Let's see here. Investigators say multiple suspects are accused of paying to sexually abuse the children. So apparently the men were offering money to maybe adoptive parents, maybe foster parents of kids, maybe blood parents to kids. Maybe they're biological parents, but they were paying these adults that are apparently overseeing these children. We don't know how old these kids are. They could be, from, I don't know, infant age, could be all the way up to 12, 13, 14, don't know. But apparently the adults were accepting money and the kids away to these monsters. That's basically what was going on. The victims, all right, the children are now in custody of the Alabama Department of Human Resources. All right. Jones, the DA, said more victims are expected to come forward. All right. So this is an ongoing investigation. There may be more victims as well as more arrests. All right. More perpetrators of the crime. All right. You have more monsters that's in this ring of individuals. So, might be hearing some more from this. Man. All right. So let me kind of go through. Let's see here. Under Alabama law, if any of the suspects are convicted of a crime involving a child 6 years old or younger, they face a mandatory minimum sentence of life in prison without possibility of parole. All right. And again, we don't know, based on the article and information that we have right now, we don't know how old the kids are or were at the time of the abuse. So these are some of the charges. All right. William McElroy, 4 counts of rape in the first degree, 6 counts of human trafficking in the first degree, 6 counts of sodomy in the first degree, 4 counts of kidnapping in the first degree. Dalton Terrell, 6 counts of rape first degree, 12 counts of sodomy first degree, and 5 counts of human trafficking first degree. Andres Trejo Velasquez, 6 counts of human trafficking in the first degree. Timothy St. John, 2 counts of rape first degree, 4 counts of sodomy first degree, 4 counts of human trafficking, 3 counts of kidnapping in the first degree, 1 count of bestiality, 1 count of aggravated cruelty to animals. Y'all, let's just by the way, before I add my little commentary, if anybody has information about maybe any more possible victims, any more individuals that may be a part of this monster ring of child abusers, reach out to Jody Wade, Sheriff Jody Wade at Bibb County Sheriff's Office, 205-926-4683. All right, Sheriff Jody Wade, Bibb County, 205-926-4683. All right, these guys right here, just look, at the least, they should be in jail the rest of their life. So locked up. They can lock them under the jail, literally put them in a basement down there and just throw them down there and don't even check on them. You know what I'm saying? Or every now and then you might check on them because people are real I don't know, technologically savvy. What's the word? Like they know how to figure things out, right? They are very cunning and clever, so they might figure out a way to get out from under that basement. So you gotta check on them. But throw them down there. Don't feed them. Don't give them no water. Don't give them the slop that they get in prison. Don't give them anything. Just throw them down there in the dark with each other. You know what I'm saying? And let whatever happens among themselves, let that just happen. Okay? Because this is uh this is on a whole nother level, right? All crimes are not created equal. All right, there's a difference between a person that goes and steals something, steals some jewelry, steals a phone or something like that, and a person goes and kidnaps children, gives them drugs, locks them into an underground bunker, and does unspeakable things to them. Totally different crimes, right? Uh, just there's levels to the there's levels, all right, to different crimes. This is the worst of the worst. It don't really get worse than what these men are being accused of doing. And as far as we know, apparently they've pretty much fessed up to it, because in order for them to have arrested the subsequent guys after the first arrest, had to be some talking going on, right? Be some a guy saying, "Yeah, I did this right here, but I know the other guy, they were doing this right here." And then they get the other guy in there. "Oh yeah, well, it wasn't just me; it was him too." Like, so there's got to be some kind of admission of guilt. So it's not like, these are just random people that they arrested and they're saying, I'm innocent. I don't see that being the case. They did it. At the least, they don't need to get out of jail. If it was up to me, if I was just king and it was like, yo, King L, these men have done this, they have fessed up to it. I'm gonna say, hey, light up, go out there and make a bonfire and toss them in one by one. I mean, just straight up. Straight up. I mean, that's the worst of the worst. So they should get the worst of the worst treatment. Let's see here. Demarian said, talk about Trump and the curfew is for downtown only. Yeah, I said that earlier. I said downtown earlier in the live. I don't think you were listening. Addressing everything except for what the top topic is in almost every news source. Epstein list, that your master is definitely on that list. And then Derek said, any thoughts on why Trump is trying hard to protect child predators? All right, so let's go ahead and talk about that. Since it coincides with the topic that I'm talking about right now. So to finish off, hey, these guys, them four guys, lock them up, throw away the key. If they get convicted and they get anything less than life, the judge, the whoever is over the case, they failed the state of Alabama. They failed the country. They failed the children, victims. These guys deserve nothing less than life based on the crimes that they have been accused of. And there's no reason why we shouldn't believe that they did it, like for what I just said a little while ago. So anyway, that's that on that. Let's talk about this Trump thing real quick. So it's really interesting to me how in 2019, 2020, the only people who were really talking about the Epstein situation were conservatives, were Republican voters. Democrat voters weren't really talking about it. The left stream media, your CNNs, your MSNBC, CBS, NBC, ABC News, all these agencies, they didn't want to touch it. They didn't want to talk about a list. As a matter of fact, most of them on the left, in left stream media, the Tonight Show people, all these day show programs, The View, all these different people that's on that side, celebrities, they were adamant about what list. There's no list. There's no list. What list are y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and if there is a list, we're not on the list. Like, the list, it's not a real list. Like, they did everything to deflect from a list coming out. And if fast forward, all right, that was during the Biden administration for the most part, right? At the very end of Trump, going into the Biden administration. Fast forward, Trump gets reelected. Now, Democrats and liberals are more concerned with the Epstein list. Now, why would they all of a sudden, why would Demarion, why would Derek, why would people who are on the left all of a sudden now want to discuss the Epstein list? Probably because now Trump is in office and Trump has said that the list is a made up thing. It's not a list like a paper or a book or whatever with names in it. So now it's well, he must be in it then. That's why he don't want to release it. But y'all didn't tell Biden to release it. Biden was in office for 4 years. I didn't see any of these people talking about Biden needs to release the list. But now Trump is in there. Now y'all are interested in it. I thought it didn't exist. I thought it wasn't a real thing. I thought it was like just like make believe. That I thought it was a conspiracy theory that people that are MAGA came up with. I mean, is that not what y'all were saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying? And don't run at this point. Don't run now. Let's see. I'm gonna read the comment because don't run. One thing about me, y'all, if I address something, I'm going to address it. Like we gonna go through it piece by piece and bolt by bolt, nut by nut. All right, and we gonna take it apart and rebuild this thing. So we in class now. Let me see what y'all got to say. Derek said false. What was false? Yes, we were, my boy. All of them were covering it. Google it right now on live. We for sure did, my boy, nonstop. Man, find a post where you talking about the Epstein list back in 2020, 2019, 2021. What are you talking about? Why are you moving the goalpost? Where am I moving? What am I moving? We're talking about the same thing. Are we not talking about the Epstein list? Isn't that what y'all? I could have sworn. Hold on a second. Am I tripping? Demarion said, addressing everything except what the topic is, almost every news source, Epstein list. I'm talking about the Epstein list. And then Derek said false about something, and then any thoughts on why Trump is trying hard? Okay, so all right, so let's talk about the Trump part. So the Trump aspect of this. So the Trump aspect. So Trump's team, the FBI, Dan Bongino, Cash Patel, Pam Bondi, and then others that supported Trump Jr. You had a lot of people that's around that helped perpetuate and speak about the Epstein list. All right, that's a fact. That's a fact. And I've been talking about the Epstein list since the beginning. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can go back and find posts and videos where I talked about it. So these individuals were helping to push that narrative, right? And they talked about how they wanted the list to come out. So Trump gets reelected. Pam Bondi did this thing where they invited all these influencers to the White House and they gave them like a folder, a binder, or whatever, talking about his Epstein files. Turned out it was a bunch of redacted information, and everything that they dropped was information that we already knew. All right, we're already aware of the things that was in that piece. Pam Bondi said, "Oh, we got thousands and thousands and thousands of more documents that's going to come out." Nothing came out. I talked to somebody on the phone right after that happened. Right after the whole we released these binders to these influencers thing happened, and there was nothing. It was nothing there. I told somebody on the phone, he know for a fact what I said. Man, look, hey, if by next week, could that have been that was like a Thursday or something, or Friday. I said by next Friday, if we don't have the whole everything out, we're not getting it. I said that then. Like we're not getting it by next week, it's not coming out. Lo and behold, the next week came, nothing ever came out, and then months since then, nothing. Right now, here's my thing. Here's my thing. So Trump messed up because when he had that little conference thing at the White House recently, and he was calling people who believe that the Epstein list is real and needs to come out, he said they're weaklings and well, he said they're weaklings and not that smart. Something I don't know. He said something like along those lines. He messed up because his team were the ones that were really talking about the Epstein list and it had need to come out. So instead of calling out people like myself and not y'all, Derek and Damarian, because y'all weren't calling Biden out anyway. So he's talking about people like me and people who are conservatives who was already talking about the Epstein list from the beginning. He's saying he messed up by calling us weaklings and us not that smart, dumb, believing in conspiracy theory, whatever it was he said. He was dead wrong about it. Now, that is something that he should have spoke about with his team and then came out and said, what would have been better is if he said, I've got him with my team. We know that this was a point of contention for people. Like they wanted this list to come out because they know or they believe that it's a broader thing going on with a lot of celebrities and politicians and princes and princesses and all kinds of people around the world. People of power, right? Global bank owners, CEOs and stuff. So in order to get them what they need, right, to really answer the questions, whatever y'all have, release it, right? And if you don't have it, release what you got, and then explain what's going on. Because the team around Trump was really the ones pushing and perpetuating the whole Epstein list. So he should have got with them and done that. Then he should have told the people, hey, the team is going to release what they got, and then they're going to explain what was not there and why it isn't there, right? And go about it that way, right? The man is human. You know what I'm saying? Like, do I take it personally? Is my feelings hurt? Can I not sleep at night? Can I not eat anymore? Is my heart broken because Trump called people like me that support the Epstein list coming out and stuff weaklings and said we're not that smart? We believe conspiracy theories and stuff. Does that hurt my feelings that much? Am I now against Trump because he said something I ain't like and I don't agree with? Like y'all really pathetic with this. Like seriously. Y'all the same people who Biden said if you are black and you got a problem with figuring out if you want to vote for Biden or Trump, then you ain't even black. Like he can say just outlandish, straight, direct insults, and y'all just pass it off like, man, ain't no big deal. But yet when Trump says that people are weaklings for believing a conspiracy, I'm supposed to feel bad. Well, how I'm supposed to feel about that? I'm supposed to feel like he said to me, like he called me on the phone and told me, L, man, you weak. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then I just say, Mr. President, no, you wrong. Like, I mean, I'm just going to call it like it is. I mean, it is. Anyway, so the point of what I'm saying right now is I don't feel no worse about Trump than I felt about him prior, right? Because I'm able to, as a person with my own brain, all right, my own thought processes, and not worrying about what people had to say about certain things. What I don't let the crowd dictate how I feel about something. I don't let the crowd dictate whether I like somebody or not. Right? So the same way I feel about Trump back when he did the vaccine, and I called that out, and I said that I wasn't getting that vaccine, and I said the reasons why I wasn't getting it, and I didn't care about what he said about being safe and effective. The same way I felt about it then, the way I feel about it now. I disagree wholeheartedly with how you go about doing it, and I don't believe that Epstein, number one, didn't. I don't believe that he killed himself. I just don't believe it. And if he did, it was probably like a thing where it was, I don't know, it's some kind of coercion or something that happened. But even still, forget him killing himself. I believe that there are dozens, if not hundreds, of children that were abused on that island. And I do believe there's a lot of celebrities and politicians that went there for the purpose of abusing those kids. Anybody call me what they want to call me. I believe what I believe. It just is what it is. I don't care if it's Trump. I don't care if it's the local mayor. I don't care if it's your mama, your daddy, my daddy, my mama. I don't care who it is that said I'm wrong. I believe what I believe based on facts. Ghislaine Maxwell is doing 20 years in prison for crimes associated with the Epstein Island thing. So there are victims. Like there are real victims, tangible victims that we know about. We don't know their names. They redacted them from the paperwork. But I did read a lot of the paperwork in her trial, and there was definitely crimes happening. That's why she got convicted. So anyway, so what more y'all want me to say about that? Let's see here. Every single news media was covering the Epstein list back in 2020. My question was, what are your thoughts on Trump protecting predators and you move the goalpost? What predators? Hold on. All right. So what predators was he protecting? Like you see, you're saying predators. Are you talking about Epstein, one guy, or are you talking about multiples? What are you saying right now? What's up, Jason? Anchors, man. Big old anchors in the chat. Derek said, I'll show y'all what he said. Trump didn't want to talk about it because he's probably on the list. Okay, check this out. If Trump was worried about being on the list and the list coming out, then why was he allowing his team, even his son Trump Jr., to go around on a tour campaign saying the Epstein list need to come out? It's got big names on there. Why would he allow them to even push that narrative if he's on the list? Like, if your name is associated on the list of something that's something as egregious as that kind of list, why would you allow your team to say, yeah, they're like, yeah, we're gonna put that out, and you're like, yeah, put it out, and you know you're on the list? Does that make any sense? See, it's interesting because when Biden was president, y'all weren't saying this. And what you noticed is the media deflected from the Epstein list. Why did they do that? Every time that somebody's name came up in the Epstein list, it's a fact. Every time somebody's name came up, like Tom Hanks, you had Oprah, you had Bill Gates, you had the Clintons, you had Obamas, you had people like that's name would come up. It's been on the list. The media will literally talk about how there's no evidence to prove this. There's no evidence to prove this. And you notice, but the Biden administration never was pushing for the list to come out. They didn't push for it to come out when names were associated on with the list and names that they are cool with, their endorsers and their sponsors and donors. They were on the list, so they didn't want it to come out. But now, because Trump is in office, now y'all want it to come out. It sounded to me like maybe perhaps Trump maybe owns to something as far as maybe there's not an actual list with names on it. Like it may not say Bill Gates. It might not say Oprah Winfrey. It might not say Prince Andrew or whoever the prince is over there. Like it may not have their names on there. Because let's be real, most organized crime organizations like do drug trafficking and stuff like that, they don't use like words and names and stuff. Like when they make a list, right? They use numbers, they use code letters and stuff like that to mean something. They know what it means, but people, the average Joe reading it, has no idea what CPTQ number 5 means, right? But they know what that means. So perhaps there may not be an actual list that may not exist. It may be in code, and so you don't know who's who. You know what I'm saying? And if Ghislaine Maxwell, who's the only survivor apparently of the whole operation, if she ain't saying nothing about it, then how you gonna prove the situation? You know what I'm saying? But I believe there are people that went there. I do believe it. Let's see here. All right, man. I ain't gonna spend a whole lot of time on this right here. I mean, I don't say what I can say about it. What else you want me to say? You're reading the responses late. Okay, let me go down to the bottom. Every media outlet was covering MSNBC, CNN, all of that. What do you mean covering it? Yeah, they were covering it to cover it up. Exactly. Yeah. Every time people's names got brought up, they did an article and try to debunk the validity of it. Like they were like, oh, I mean, apparently there's a list, but I mean, there's no evidence to prove that Obama's name or the Clinton's name or Bill Gates is on. Like they did it in a way where it's like this not really real, and there's nothing to really see over there. But now it's like, yo, we need to come out because it exists. Y'all wasn't saying that in 21. Y'all wasn't saying that in 2020. There's nothing much for you to say about it because you don't have any facts. Bro, I don't say everything that can be said about it, man. I mean, go live on your page and talk about it. I mean, I don't know what you want me to. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you just because you want me to agree with you. I'm saying it. I'm addressing it. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to. I don't know what I'm supposed to say about it. Jason said, I can count my bro gonna have something to say. Something that makes sense. When you are a Democrat, you can say and do whatever you want. Blacks have been trained to only want to hold Republicans accountable. If Trump said what Biden said, they would go crazy. No matter what Trump does, he will be hated. List or no list, TDS is real. That's Trump derangement syndrome. That's a fact. Every news outlet was talking about releasing the Epstein list. Every single one of them. You got to stop lying. Let's see here. How about this right here? Hey, Derek, go find me articles from 2020, 2021, where CNN and all them, you named them. Who all you said? You said CNN, MSNBC. You go back and read it. I want to make sure, I don't want to add, I don't want to say nothing you didn't say. Every media, he said every media outlet was covering MSNBC, CNN, all of them were. Okay, so go find articles from CNN, MSNBC, and all of them from 2020, 2021, where they were saying that there was a list and it needed to come out, and the names that were being thrown out, Oprah, Obama, Clinton's, Go find me articles where they're saying, "Hey, these people are on the list. Like there's a list, and these names are associated with it." Go find me that, and they saying that needs to be released. Like how they're talking about it now, they were talking about it like that then. I'll wait. Put that in the comments. Just link it in the comments. All right, enough on that because I know he ain't finna go do that. So I had a feeling you would put this on my shoulder, see, to bring you because you didn't want to do the research. Really do give me a few. You got time? I got about 3-4 more topics to talk about. I just spent 40 minutes on this, so you know what I'm saying. Like you got time? It should be easy, right? It's Google, so I mean you could come up find articles in seconds, right? I mean, am I wrong? This ain't the year 1998 where you got to have a Encyclopedia Britannica and flip through pages and then take a picture of it and then post it. Like, go do your work, man. Go put the fingers to work. Go find me articles from 2020, 2021, from MSNBC, CNN, so on and so forth, where they're talking about an Epstein list that needs to come out because Bill Gates is on it, the Bidens are on it, the Clintons are on it, the Obamas are on it, Oprah Winfrey's on it, and so on and so forth. Show me that. I would love to see it. While he doing that, and I know he ain't finna come back with nothing, let's go on to the next topic. Let's see here. Be sure to hit that like. Be sure to share the video. Follow the page. All right. And continue to light up that comment section. The homie Demarian, I don't know what that man's name is. I call him Dummy. Dummy Harvest. He gone. He got up. He done left the chat. Left the live. He ain't got nothing else to say. But anyway, all right. So let's get on with the next thing. Let's talk about this curfew. The city curfew, the downtown curfew. All right, because we know crime has been kind of crazy here in the city. All right, it's been crazy. It's been crazy for a while. It ain't just start. Let's see. Let me add in this. Let's see. Oh, my bad. Let me take that off of there. All right, let me bring in this article about the juveniles in the city of Montgomery. There we go. All right. Boy. So, after years of trying to get this curfew, Montgomery City Council member Marsha Johnson has now gotten majority support from the council to impose a curfew on the Montgomery's youth. All right. And it's for the youth 17 and younger. All right. The curfew, which only applies to downtown, all right, the downtown entertainment district. Let's be specific. The downtown entertainment district. What streets that encompasses, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure it encompasses, I guess maybe like Jefferson, Madison, Commerce Street. You know, I don't know all the streets down there, but definitely Commerce Street. That's where everything, Alley Bar is, and the Renaissance, and Mellow Mushrooms over there somewhere, and I think it's still down there. Winsel's and all that stuff down there. You know what I'm saying? Sazar, Serious Italian. Oh my God, Sazar is that spot. They got, man, excellent food. Anyway, that's a free plug. But yeah, so I guess it's those streets. On weeknights, all right. So this is a Monday through Friday thing. The curfew is 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. So they can't be down there for between 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. Now on Friday and Saturday nights, the curfew starts at 11 p.m. All right. So they can't be down there from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. apparently. Also, the curfew extends to hours that kids are supposed to be in school. All right. So if they're supposed to be in school from 7:45 a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m., apparently they can't be downtown during those hours as well. They're supposed to be, supposed to be in school. So, the first two times that you're found to have violated the ordinance, it's a $500 fine. For any future violations, you could end up behind bars up to 6 months. Now, got a couple questions. Number one, who's getting the fine? Are you fining a 14-year-old? Right? I don't think that's how that works, right? When you find the parent. So we kind of that's a little tricky. That's a tricky area right there. You know what I'm saying? Legally is tricky because when kids commit violence, let's say a 12-year-old, a 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old, when they go shoot up the block, all right, and they kill like the 15-year-old that kill or a juvenile killed a 15-year-old over there in Gibbs Village or somewhere over there recently. When that happens, do they arrest the parent? Does the parent get any type of violation for that? Right? Do they have to get locked up, pay a fine, anything? I don't think so. I don't think that's how that works. But if you go downtown and you violate this ordinance, then now they're going to give the parent a fine, apparently, right? Because you're not fining a 12-year-old. You're not fining a 14-year-old. They can't even legally work. How are they going to pay the fine? I'm just saying, like, it's interesting how we want to make decisions, but we make decisions that don't really make a whole lot of sense. Like, on the surface, this seems like a good idea because we need to keep these kids, like you would think, like, oh yeah, okay, we need a curfew because a lot of these kids, they're out all night and, they need to be at the house. You know what I'm saying? You need to be asleep at 10 o'clock at night. But when you start talking about once they're in violation, what's the repercussion? Now we get into a area where how are you gonna really be able to enforce this on the legal side? Because you're not enforcing when a child goes and commits a violent crime against somebody or non-violent crime for that matter. So anyway, I'm just putting that out there. I'm just putting it out there. It kind of gets a little tricky. Let's see here. Now Montgomery Police Chief Jim Grayboys, all right, he spoke to the council and he wasn't really for it or against it. All right, I saw that council meeting and he talked around it. I mean, I guess that's what he's supposed to do. But he said, can curfews help? Yes, they can. At other times, though, people might argue constitutional issues with them. If they ever are enacted, then we will do our best to enforce them. All right. And Andrew Zamansky, who's a council member for what district is he? District 3? I mean, no, I think District 7. Him and Councilor Arati Mitchell, who's District 6, they were against the curfew. All right. They don't think it's enforceable. Might have a point, right? Because I just brought up how you're going to enforce it based on who are you finding for a child being downtown. I'm just, hey, they might be on to something. Now Zemansky said they cannot just walk up to people and ask them for identification. I am concerned about the overall appearance and brand of our downtown area. It is important for us to, as we try and support, whether it will be through the Main Street program or other types of incentives and opportunities that we have in downtown, that we are talking about growth and positivity. All right. The curfew has to be signed by Mayor Stephen Reed, and Johnson says the ordinance has his support. Which, if I'm not mistaken, so that was like a week ago. I think he signed it. I think he signed it. Did he not? It went into effect. Let me see. I'm trying to see what day. I'm gonna check them comments in just a second. Yeah, there it is. So he signed it 5 days ago. So yeah, so he signed it. You know what I'm saying? He's you know, somebody told me he wasn't really for it, but I mean apparently he's for it because he signed it. Um, let's see here. All right, hold on a second. Hold on a second. So this article right here, this is from WAKA News. All right, it says the curfew will apply to minors age 17, all right, and under. Uh, it says the initial infraction is a $500 fine and discretion of the police officer. So the person could get a warning instead of a fine. So the person that's doing the violation could be like, let's say it's 13-year-old. That person will possibly get a $500 fine for that first time. The second time, it's an automatic $500. And the third infraction says each parent will be fined $500. The parent could be jailed up to 180 days. How do you find a 13-year-old? Am I am I tripping? Am I tripping? How? I'm gonna bring this in so y'all can see this. I want y'all to see what I'm looking at and what I'm reading in black and white. There it is. Hold on a second. Yeah, there it is right there. Y'all see it? The initial infraction is $500, and that's the discretion of the police officer. The second is an automatic. The third, excuse me, the second, yeah, second is an automatic, and then the third, the parent will be each parent will get a $500 fine, and then the parent could be jailed up to 180 days. So you're telling me if a child that's under 17 is downtown, let's say at midnight, all right, midnight, yes, that they ain't supposed to be down there at midnight. If let's say a 13, 14-year old, 12-year old, whatever, is downtown, and let's say they do it over and over again, when they get the fine, how do you find a 12-year-old or a 13 or a 14-year-old? How do you find them? They don't work. They legally can't work. But yet, if the same 12-year-old, 13, 14-year-old goes, picks up a gun or gets a gun from their homeboy or somebody, goes and robs somebody, takes all their stuff, like, does their like when you arrest them, they get arrested, and then does something happen to their parent? I don't think their parent gets in trouble. But this says that if they go downtown and just hang around downtown in the entertainment district at the wrong time, their parents could be jailed and they're gonna have to pay a fine. And they gonna pay they gonna fine the kid. I'm not, hey man, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a lawyer, but this reeks of potential issues. Like potential issues in when Gray Boys was saying that is something that is going to be a constitutional issue, he knows what he's talking about. Like he ain't just saying something. He knows what he's talking about. This is going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue. Anyway, let's see. I'm gonna check the comment, make sure that I ain't missing nothing. All right, yep, nope, Derek. My cousin ain't come back yet with no information on the Epstein thing, as expected. So let's move on. I'll still wait. You know what I'm saying? I'll still wait for him to post something that I asked for earlier. But yo, so let's talk about oh, and let me just say, like, do I support the curfew? Um, I've been saying for a long since 2020. I've been consistently saying since 2020 that we have a violence crisis in the city of Montgomery. Like, we have it's a crisis, right? And the way that the city reacted to the whole COVID thing, how they went overboard with all these ordinances and rules and regulations and everything, um, for a virus that didn't even kill any children or nothing like that. But we have actual children getting murdered in the streets since 2020. Like that, we have since then we've had consistent murders and homicides of children. We've had records broken with homicides in the city of Montgomery under Mayor Reed, and the same type of energy and focus that they had for COVID, they haven't had it for the violence and the crime. It just hadn't been there. And I was saying, like, y'all got to make some decisions. Y'all got to do some things. And now we see them finally, I guess I think personally, they're pump faking. I think it's a pump fake. Y'all know, like y'all playing football and you in the backyard and you say hike and your little brother or whatever run his little route. You know what I'm saying? Running the wrong way, but you like, I got to go with it. So in order for you to get the defender to come off of him just a little bit, just give him enough space where he can throw that ball in the right spot and he'll get a touchdown. You do a little pump fake, right? You do a little pump fake. That's what I think that's what the city of Montgomery is doing right now. I think they're doing a bunch of pump faking when it comes to dealing with the crime. And I think this curfew situation is another one of those pump fakes because y'all have had ample opportunity to really and truly deal with the crime, right? Like y'all could have done things in 2020 instead of talking about defund the police, instead of talking about y'all need a citizen review board for the police department, right? Like instead of getting behind Black Lives Matter and talking and putting the Black Lives Matter mural thing around the fountain downtown, instead of doing stuff like that, y'all wouldn't worry about the crime. Y'all literally ignored it until we started breaking records. Then they want to say, oh, well, we have a little crime issue, but y'all still didn't do anything about it. Y'all were just talking about it, acknowledging it half-heartedly, acknowledging it, it's there, it's happening, but nothing was really tangibly being done. Fast forward, now y'all putting a youth curfew for downtown entertainment district because there've been a lot of fights and stuff like that's been going on. And how you gonna really enforce that? Number one is constitutionally you're gonna have issues. I stated I already talked about that earlier of why. And then how you gonna enforce it with what police? Like with what police? Like y'all are shorthanded, especially during the times that these kids are not supposed to be downtown, 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. And then on the weekends, 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. That's a time frame where we don't even have police like on duty for real in the city. You know what I'm saying? They have a handful of officers across the whole city, let alone in the downtown areas. How are y'all going to find these kids to be able to enforce the law? And if you see a child, how do you go about like making contact, like based on what? Like, don't you have to have like probable cause? So I mean, if you see a child like a 10-year-old, yeah, you can say, oh, that child. If they're by themselves, you can definitely make contact and say, yo, like, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's your parent at? But if it's an older child that's 16, 15, but they look like they're 25, like, you can walk up to them and say, hey, ID. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do? How do you do that? I don't know, man. Because personally, I don't see an issue with it. Personally, I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with police seeing somebody that looks suspicious, out of place, and making contact and just figuring out what's going on. Make sure they're in the right place at the right time. I don't have a problem with that. Like, stop and frisk type thing. I don't have a problem with that personally. I mean, because we got to take care of this issue. But when we're talking about the youth, we don't have the police presence. Like, how is that gonna work? You know what I'm saying? How is that gonna work? We run into issues. So I call it pump faking, because if you really wanted to deal with the issue, we would have from the beginning, the mayor wouldn't have gone in the defund the police direction like he did. He went strong in that direction. Then half the police force left. All of a sudden, crime, we're building our numbers back up, and we're putting more money. We're trying to give raises to police. We're trying to build the budget on public safety, and we're going to do this and do that. We got this program, that program. We got this person from Chicago, that person from St. Louis. She came from Baltimore. We doing everything we can. We sent the police chief to Dallas to the conference so he can learn about crime. So we can learn about who's committing crime, where it's happening, how can we reduce crime. Like, we're doing everything we can, people. What more do you want from us, man? Like, y'all are not doing everything you can. Just because y'all show up to a conference to learn about crime and who commits it and where it happens and how do you stop it, you're not, look, real talk. Just about any plain idiot could do a better job with the crime than what Mayor Reed's doing. See, people do what they want to do. People address what they want to address, right? And Mayor Reed ain't really concerned with the crime. And I'm finna show y'all what I'm talking about. I'm gonna bring in this video. This is Mayor Reed speaking from his own mouth. So you ain't got to hear from me. You ain't got to say, oh, L, you just a hater. You just don't like Reed. You right. I don't like Reed. I ain't liked him since 2019. Really before that. But when he ran for office, I knew he was lying. He was full of it, which is why I didn't vote for him, which is why I told people don't vote for him. And they told me that I was hating on the black man and all that type of stuff. Well, look where we at now. So I won't let him say it. That way, y'all ain't hear from me. Y'all can hear from the horse's mouth. Derek said, got several links so far. I'm typing everything up to make sure it's slow enough for even you to understand, because again, I'm doing research that you refuse to. All you gotta do is post a link. What you typing up? I don't need an article from you. I don't need your blog post. I just want you to just link the article so I can read the article for myself. I read articles all day about all kind of topics. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that you don't even know nothing about. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's that's my cousin. Y'all don't mind him. That's my little cousin. You know what I'm saying? He just, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. He just trying to get it together over there. But I mean, look, it's just easy. Post a link. I mean, it's just very simple. That's what I asked for anyway. Post a link. Let's see here. Moving on, because like I said earlier, we ain't gonna get nothing from Derek there. Let's see here. Mayor Reed did his Mayor's Take podcast. All right, the Mayor's Take podcast. Let's listen to what Mayor Reed has to say about the crime situation in the city of Montgomery. Let's go ahead and listen to what he got to say.
I'm gonna leave that alone. But with that being said, with that being so much as far as what we see as far as crime,
Yeah.
I haven't really seen a lot on the news. I see more on social media. And
Yeah.
everybody's saying, what the mayor finna do? And I remember we talked about in season 1, anything good happen, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Anything bad happen,
Right.
the mayor ain't doing his job.
Right.
He on his podcast.
Right.
What are the real numbers? What are we really looking at? Is the city really that bad, or social media is hyping it up?
You know, I think social media gets caught in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, listen, just like a lot of things these days, what's negative is kind of what gets pushed to the top of the algorithm, right? Is what you see. You don't see the good news story. You don't see the stories of kindness, of charity, of service, volunteerism, things like that. Unfortunately, it's the bad things that tend to draw the clicks, and that tends to stand out. You know, overall in the city of Montgomery, our crime is down 28% the first 6 months of this year. I'll take those numbers.
Right.
Where is it down at, Mayor Reed? Anyway, let's keep going.
I would love for them to be double that. I'd love for them to be down 56%.
Correct.
But being down is certainly better than being up overall. Now, I recognize that, if it happens to you, crime is up 100%.
Correct. Exactly.
If it happened.
Mind you, before this man got in office, the city of Montgomery had over 200,000 people. Matter of fact, it was like 205,000 people. In 2019, when the year he got into office, we had like 41, 42 homicides. That was a little higher than normal for us. In 2020, the next year, after he been here for a year, we had 70, 73 homicides, something like that. 72. Right? And then 2021, we had the record, 77. All-time record for the city of Montgomery, 77. So we broke the record in 2020, then broke that record in 2021. Right? Every year he's been in office, since 2020, we've had over 60 homicides. Every year. About 2 or 3 of them years, we've been over 70. Mind you, we was having half of that before he got in office. But now he want to talk about we're down on homicides. Because, see, he done set the bar to a new standard. The standard went from 30, 35 homicides. A higher end would be 40, 45. Now, the bar is like 60. So anything less than 60, we're doing good. Right? I mean, that's really what's happening right now. And people are, he knows most people are dumb. Most people are not the smartest. So he can say this type of stuff. Oh, it's down. So, okay, it's down from 65, but that's too high. We shouldn't have 65 homicides in a city of now. We only got like 195,000. Anyway, keep talking, Mayor Reed.
In your neighborhood or your street or somebody, so I certainly understand that. But overall, our numbers are down. Robberies are down 41%. Non-fatal shootings are down about 21, 22%.
Right.
When you look at homicides, we're down about 15, 17%. And that's current day. So we were down about 19%, and we unfortunately had a loss of life here just in the last couple of days.
And mind you, when he did this podcast right here, there was some homicides that didn't happen yet.
These are down. All these things are down. And I saw somebody saying, well, that's because they're not characterizing the crimes as this, they're characterized as that. That's totally untrue. That's false. Listen, we're going to characterize a car accident for a car accident. We're not going to say that, listen, it was a deer that hit that car, that ran into the car. It was a car that ran into that car. We're not going to do the same with any other, crime stats. That helps us inform how we police the area and how we improve our city. So
that's a lie. That is a lie. I'm gonna show y'all something in just a bit about that right there. He said that they are not calling certain crimes other crime, or categorizing it as anything else other than what it is. That's a lie. There are times that, number one, they ain't even doing a report on certain crimes. That's number one. So certain crimes are happening. People are shooting up houses, cars, and then police show up and they're not even doing a report on a lot of these situations because nobody got hit. Then there's times where they're doing a report and then they're classifying it as a vandalism rather than somebody shooting at a vehicle or in a house, a dwelling. I'm gonna show y'all something to back up what I'm talking about though, but keep on talking. This is crazy. The outright lying.
I think that there's some who have a political narrative that they want to advance about Democratic-led cities. In particular, I think about cities led by black mayors. We have to be mindful of.
Yeah.
I think the media is looking for competition for clicks and attention. So again, if you're talking about, what restaurant is having, a happy hour, or what sale they're doing for families after 5 o'clock, Red Lobster.
Right.
Don't act like y'all. Look, y'all didn't see the Red Lobster bringing in new CEO.
Right.
They keeping the biscuits, the cheddar biscuits.
Oh yes.
Oh, look, okay, now y'all too good for Red Lobster.
Oh my God.
Anyway, that doesn't get the clicks. That's the problem.
Right.
So what gets the clicks are the things that unfortunately are sensational, and that is crime. But we reckon.
So your boy Mayor Reed is saying, hey man, when y'all talk about crime on social media, it's not really real. Like what y'all are talking about is not a real thing. It's not really happening like that. Y'all talking about it, y'all are sensationalizing what's really happening, right? The little girl, 13-year-old that got killed on Mobile Highway, she ain't really get shot, y'all. That wasn't really a crime of a homicide. Y'all have imagined this, right? Y'all are sensationalizing what really happened. When the little boy got arrested the other day for killing a 15-year-old on the west side, ain't y'all sensationalizing it? Y'all making it more than what it really is. That's what I hear him saying. Did he not just say that? He just said people on social media are trying to get clicks and views, and so they're sensationalizing the crime. Let me look up sensationalize and see what that means. I'm gonna get to you in a bit, Derek, because I know Derek said he got some information. We're gonna check it out. Let's see here. All right. Sensationalize, to describe or show something in a way that makes it seem more shocking than it really is. So you telling me that when a 13-year-old girl, when you got a 8-9-year-old little boy that's carjacking somebody, when you got 15-year-olds killing 15-year-olds, when you got teenagers in high school stabbing each other in the school, you telling us that when we talk about that, we're sensationalizing it and making it more than what it really is. That what you saying, Mr. Reed, Mayor Reed? Y'all, the gaslighting is crazy. It's crazy. So we can't even talk about crime. Y'all know it's a man up there in New York City that's running for mayor, and he just finished saying about maybe a couple weeks ago. He said he said violence is a social construct. He's a Democrat, by the way. He said violence is a social construct. Like it ain't even real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the word race and racism, those are social constructs. Those are not real. It's just people made that up to put people in certain categories. But when you commit a crime against somebody, violence, when you kill somebody, when you assault somebody, that's a real thing that happened, right? It's not you just making it up and saying that it happened when you got the cuts, the bruises, the gunshot wounds, and all that stuff. What are we talking about? This man is the mayor of the city talking about we're sensationalizing crime. Sir, it's happening. Tell the families of victims of crime in the city of Montgomery, tell them that they're sensationalizing what really happened. Go tell them that. But because we are saying, calling it out and saying, man, look, y'all gotta stop the kowtowing, stop faking it, stop lying to the public, stop minimizing what's really happening. Because we're calling that out, you don't like that. So now you're gonna flip the script and gaslight us and say, y'all are sensationalizing what's really going on. How are we sensationalizing Amy Deeks getting shot and paralyzed, sitting at a stoplight? How's that sensationalized? That's what happened. We had a young man over there at Chuck E. Cheese parking lot, got shot in the head. That's not sensationalized. That's what happened. Gloria Cruz got shot over in front of her house off Virginia Lou Road. A grandmother, broad daylight. That's what happened. We're not making it up. We're not making it worse than what it was. We're not saying she got shot when really she just fell and had a heart attack. We're talking about what is happening in the city. Your city that you're the mayor of. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, this man, y'all, this is what y'all voted for? This is what y'all voted for. This is insane. Insane. But let me find something real quick. Let me find something real quick. Let me find something real quick. Man, this stuff here. Man, I told somebody I was gonna try to keep it cool on this live. I'm trying to keep it cool. There's so much I want to say. I ain't gonna say it. I'm trying to keep it, trying to bring it down a little bit. All right. I don't wanna say the wrong stuff. But I gotta call a spade a spade. I gotta call a ball, a strike a strike. I mean, ain't no sensationalizing. It just is what it is. So I'm bringing this article in. Let's read this together. Because this is directly connected to what Mayor Reed just said. Y'all just heard the man say that they are not classifying and categorizing certain crimes into other categories that it don't belong. That's what he just said, right? That's what he just said. This article right here is from WAKA News, located here in Montgomery, Alabama. This article is from July the 9th, 2025. All right. A Montgomery grandmother is voicing her frustration after her home was damaged by gunfire yet again. The seventh shooting at her residence in the past 3 years. She said, quote, there have been times where we have been in the living room. All of a sudden we hear the gunshots. We have to drop to the floor. We may be back in the bedroom. We hear the gunshots. We have to drop to the floor. So on July 1st, bullets tore the front windows and doors of her home in Montgomery's Ridgefield neighborhood. And Ridgefield neighborhood is right there, like behind Montgomery Academy, the elementary school, Montgomery Academy. The corner of like Perry Hill, Vaughn Road. That's that neighborhood. Decent area, like nice area. Let's see here. She said the threat of gunfire has changed how they live and sleep. Just, man. She believes her family has been targeted because of her grandson, who no longer lives with her. She said she has repeatedly asked police to investigate. Even if he is possibly involved in something, like a gang or hanging around people who are nothing but trouble, the police need to get them off the streets, she said. Interview him. When you have someone that you think is a possible suspect, and I provided that to police, question him. There's something perhaps that he knows that this may have stemmed from whatever he's doing out there, but we should not be the victims for it. All right? According to the city's crime mapping system, the July 1st shooting is considered vandalism and is depicted with a spray can icon instead of one that shows the reality. Guns spraying bullets, not paint. Do I need to read that again? This is from WAKA News. This is a woman who has had her house shot up, she said, 7 times in the last 3 years. She thinks it's got something to do with her grandson as in some street activities or whatever the case. People think he lives there and they shooting her house up for it, right? Shooting her house with bullets. But yet the crime mapping system, all right, the city's crime mapping system is showing the July 1st shooting that happened at her house as being vandalism. And they even depict with a spray can icon, like as if they're spray painting the house, right? They're spray painting shot on it instead of actual bullets going through the house, going through the windows, the doors. Like, that's vandalism now. So you can shoot at somebody's house and that's vandalism. Mayor Reed, you just said that y'all not categorizing something other than what it really is. When is somebody shot into a house or a car or anything else, and that's considered vandalism? Vandalism is if you like go and like break tables and chairs and spray paint stuff and throw paint on whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like deface something. That's vandalism. Shooting a firearm into a house is not vandalism. Man, she said, I try to be as strong as possible, even though I'm retired and have been in the military. I never thought I would have to endure a war zone. It is a war zone. I'm living in a war zone. The homeowner said the lack of progress finding the shooters is especially frustrating because there is surveillance video from the neighborhood that she says police have not tried to access. Again, this is from July the 9th of this year. The last shooting happened July 1st of this year. And it was categorized by the city mapping website as vandalism. Hey man, facts over feelings. Facts over feelings. Boy, man. Boy, this city hell, man. This city is hell. This is, boy. Then Mayor Reed is brought in this lady from Baltimore. She's like the chief of staff for MPD. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? But see, this is all by design. It's all by design. It's supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be Mayor Reed defunded police by getting rid of the police department, like half police gone. Okay, that worked. He wanted to do the citizen review board. That didn't come to fruition. All right, thankfully. All right, but crime has gone up. Crime has pretty much doubled from where it was 2017, 18, 2012, and all that. Like, crime has pretty much doubled since then because he's been in office. And now he's doubled back. He's waiting. He waited like 5-6 years into his mayorship. Now he wants to come back and say, we're gonna implement the Live Free program. We're gonna bring in people from Chicago. We got this lady from Baltimore. That, like, you're trying to do these things that are not going to. You're giving people jobs. Like, you're creating jobs that are meaningless. That's really what's happening. Are y'all not seeing? Y'all don't see this? We got the guy from Mobile, what's it, Baptiste, something like that. Brought him in. They were looking at him as being the chief, but decided not to. So now he's like the public safety director or something like that. You got this lady from Baltimore that's now going to be the chief of staff for MPD. Okay. You got this Office of Violence. Whoever's over that, I think it's the guy from Chicago, right? They bring, like, you bring these people and giving them jobs in roles that are basically meaningless. We need officers. We need police officers. And no, I'm not gonna be a police officer. I'm not gonna be that. I got other things that I do for a living. I'm not gonna be a police officer. Not gonna do it. I would not work. Who wants to work for Mayor Reed? Do y'all not figure out? He started out with 450 officers when he came into office. Why do you think half the force left? Like, what do we? I mean, before him, we had Mayor Strange. That didn't happen. Before Mayor Strange, we had Bobby Bright. That didn't happen. Before him was Falmer. That didn't happen. Mayor Reed's the only mayor, and most of the officers are black, and they left. Why would they leave? So why would anybody want to volunteer to go work under him when half the people are leaving? They're gone. They can't even gain officers. Like they say they're hiring 15, 20, 30, whatever, but they're losing. If you hire 30 and lose 40, how you ain't made no ground. You know what I'm saying? You're not making up ground. The common denominator is Mayor Reed. He had Finley as a chief. We lost police officers. He had Chief Albert. Well, he had that lady too. That lady that was an interim. He had Chief Albert. They left. You got great boys, and you can't. They're leaving. The only common denominator is Mayor Reed has been in office the whole time for all these chiefs. All right, let me go see what Derek got. Let's see. Liberal-leaning outlets that covered or talked about releasing Epstein list files 2020 or later. Okay, hold on a second. Let me find. Can I? Oh, Lord, Amber, hold on a second. You can't put a link. You know how to make a hyperlink, right? Where I can just click on it. Let me see if I can. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can figure this out. Because he ain't put no hyperlink in the thing. I mean, I want something I can click on. You know, so I can click on it and it'll come up. Lord, you want something done, you gotta do it yourself. See if I can figure this out. He can't help it, man. He black. He can't help it. I'm just joking, cuz. All right, let's see here. All right, let me figure this out. Let's do it. Let's see here. Let's do it like this. Let's see here. You gotta. You send me fact checks. Like, I don't see nothing for CNN yet. Or MSNBC. Where they at? You sent me a CBS News article that's talking about when the influencers got the binders with Epstein files. I talked about that already. That's new. That ain't from 2020 or 2021. ABC News, Mike Pence calls for the release of the Epstein files. I've always believed in transparency. I'll read that one and see what that's talking about. I'll pull it in. Just, I'm transparent. I'm gonna pull the whole thing in. Hold on a second. I'm gonna bring in the whole article so y'all can look at what I'm looking at. That's nothing. I'm gonna pull in the same article you just sent me. I just clicked on it. Here we go. That's what you sent me right there. All right, but let's read it together. All right, this has been updated July 17th. Why does the date say July 17th of this year? Anyway, let's read it. Former vice president. Yeah, former. This ain't when he was president. I mean, this ain't when he was VP. When he was VP back in 2019, in 2020. Like, this ain't 2020. And this is Pence. He's a Republican. I asked for ABC News and CNN. You said CNN, MSNBC, and all the outlets were calling for the release. I said go find articles from 2020, 2021, where these left stream media outlets were calling for the release of the Epstein files. Like where they wanted it to be released. That's what I wanted. I said that clearly. I don't know how many times. This is about Trump in 2025. This is not what I asked for. Lord have mercy, man. Okay, that's a dud. Let's go to the next one. That was a dud. I just posted the link that the link that I just pulled up that he sent me. I just posted that in the comments. Y'all go read that for yourself. That ain't what I asked for. That ain't got nothing to do with what I asked for. Let's go to the next one. Hey man, I swear it never fails. You ask people where they're going, they tell you where they're coming from. You tell them go up, they go down. I mean, it just let's go to the next one, man. Let's see. All right, so now I'll put this in there too. Hey, I'm gonna show y'all what I got. You know what I'm saying? What he sent me, I'm gonna show it. Let's see. This says CNN right here. Let's see what this talking about. Let's bring this in. The folks really want me to talk about this. I don't know. I mean, really want me to. I don't know what they want me to say about it. I mean, I talked about it pretty in depth earlier in the show. But anyway, let's see. CNN transcripts. Anderson Cooper 360. That's that gay dude from CNN. One gay dude. I think he got fired. Did he get fired? I think he got fired. Let's see here. Let's see. Aired December 29th, 2021. Jim Acosta. Let's see. Jim Acosta was I guess he was subbing for Anderson on this night right here. Ahead tonight, justice for the socialite's daughter accused of helping the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein recruit, groom, blah blah blah. Ghislaine Maxwell found guilty on 5 counts, including the most serious, sex trafficking. We began the night with COVID. Yeah, I know they led every night with COVID. They weren't leading with Epstein files, that's for sure. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay, that's all about the COVID thing. That's all about COVID. The first, I don't know how many. That's all about COVID right there. All right, let me scroll on down. I gotta scroll way down to find where they're not talking about COVID. You know, y'all know they was talking about COVID like heavy. That's all they want to talk about. All they want to talk about was Trump and COVID. Dang, cuz you could have did a little better than this right here, man. You could have just found what I was looking for and then posted that. I gotta do your work for you. I ain't got time to go through all this and research all this stuff live on the show. Let me find. Let's see. Is this what it is? This it? Yeah. Okay. All right. I think I found it. 4 women are being praised for their bravery tonight. Their testimony about what happened to them as girls convinced a jury late today to convict Ghislaine Maxwell, sex abuse charges. All right. Like, where are they? Where is CNN saying the list needs to come out? This is just telling you information that about really it's to my Ghislaine Maxwell, really, because she's the one that went to court. You know what I'm saying? She went to trial, so it's talking about her. It's somebody with how the defense argued in her favor. Still talking about her. I mean, I'm not seeing anything where CNN is talking about the list needs to come out. I don't see nothing about a list on here. I mean, I'm not reading it word by word, but I don't just see where the conversation is going to them talking about the list needs to come out. They got a guy out here talking about Ghislaine Maxwell getting 20 years or whatever the case, and how Jeffrey Epstein dead, so he can't be held accountable. Like, that's really, it's really about Ghislaine Maxwell. That's really what it's about. And Vladimir Putin. That's my Russia's Vladimir Putin phone call. Cause I mean, y'all see what I see. Ain't nothing there. Come on, man. I call this. I called it though. I called this. They folks can never give you what you ask for. All I said is very simple. It's very simple. If you're saying that the Democrat Party and CNN, MSNBC, CBS, ABC News, the New York Times, Washington Post, every single left-leaning outlet, if what you're saying is true, and they were calling for the release of the Epstein files back in 2020 and 2021, when I'm saying they didn't do that, you saying they did do that. I'm asking you to produce articles from then where they were calling for the release. Right? I don't see that. I don't see that. You didn't see me that. All these links are talking about is they're talking about the case itself. They're talking about Ghislaine Maxwell's case, and they're talking about Jeffrey Epstein being unaliving himself. And that's really, I mean, I don't see nothing about the files though. Like, nothing about a list. So I'm a fair guy. I'm a fair guy. When I end my live, I ain't gonna talk no more about this right now because you ain't give me nothing to talk about. But you can do your research. Go, you know what I'm saying? Go phone a friend. All right. I give you a couple lifelines. Go phone a friend. All right. I don't know. Call the news media yourself. Call the outlet yourself. Say, hey, my cousin doing a live called the Captain's Quarter Show on Facebook and YouTube. He asking me for y'all's articles on the Epstein client list. Now, I'm saying that y'all were saying that the list need to come out back in 2020 and 2021. He's saying on the Captain's Quarter Show, y'all ain't talking about that. Y'all was trying to hide the list. Y'all was trying to deflate and talk and say that the list wasn't even real. That Tom Hanks ain't on no list. Obama ain't on no list. The Clintons ain't on the list. He's saying all that y'all was trying to hide the fact that they was on the list. But I said different. So send me the link so I can post it on the Captain's Corner Show and prove my cousin wrong. That's what you need to do, man. I mean, that's the only thing you can do. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing you can do, cuz. My man said he posted multiple links. Man, I just went through 2-3 of them, man. Ain't nothing there. Bro, I'm not finna read. It's 1,000 words. I'm not finna read all that. And it ain't even about what I asked for. Lord, he black. On top of that, you never want to answer the first question I put on here. I already answered. I answered everything y'all asked me. Sometimes y'all just don't want to hear. Y'all don't want to hear what somebody else got to say. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to hear what I got to say. You don't want to admit that what I'm saying is just real. That's really what it comes down to. You know what I'm saying? You just admitted that you don't do proper research. Exactly. You're not going to read anything. I'm live on a show. I don't have time to go through and read an article. I skimmed through it, and it talked about the Russia phone call with Biden. It talked about Ghislaine Maxwell. Pretty much that whole article was Ghislaine Maxwell's whole case. The only thing I saw about Epstein was that he killed himself, and he can't be held responsible for what he did because he did. I saw nothing about it. You read the article, you find where they said the list need to come out. Highlight it, post it. I mean, very simple. You know what I'm saying? I proved stuff out. Y'all saw how I proved everything I brought up today when I talked about Mayor Reed, talking about crime stuff. I brought up the video, let him talk for himself. Then when he said the part about we're not going to categorize a certain crime as another crime, and I put up an article in real time and showed y'all recently this month where a person is saying they ain't even investigating these crimes at my house, and then the city's crime mapping data is showing it being it's a shooting, but they're calling it vandalism. I'm showing y'all that in real time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't pump fake with it. If I'm saying it, it's real. But if I make a mistake on something, I'm gonna say, yo, I was wrong about that one. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta prove that I'm wrong about it. You can't just say, I'm gonna send you this article, this 2,000 word article, and you got to read through it live on your show. And if you don't read through it, then you ain't trying to find an answer. That ain't how it works. The burden of proof is on you because you said. Let me read exactly what you said. See, y'all don't play with me, man. You can't beat me at this. You can't beat me at this because you said, let me find it. Every single news media was covering the Epstein list in 2020. Right? You said every media outlet was covering MSNBC, CNN, all of them were, you got to stop lying, brother. LOL. That's what you said. But see, I asked you, I didn't say, were they covering it? Technically, they were covering it because they were trying to debunk it, right? So you're covering it. Like if they say that, I don't know, if they say CNN got sued, right? And they're getting sued by somebody for erroneous reporting, right? And then they say, and then CNN covers it and they say, well, we're being sued for not reporting something correctly, but it's completely fictitious and they're making it up and this and that. They're trying to debunk what's being said about them. They're technically still covering it, although they're not admitting what's being said about them, right? Same thing with this. The media is covering the fact that Epstein list is supposedly being talked about, but they were debunking that names that were mentioned wasn't really there. They were saying there really wasn't a list. There's no proof of a list. They were saying stuff like that back then in 2020, 2021, right? And I'm saying, find me articles where they were saying the opposite. And you can't do it. You cannot do it. Because they were trying to debunk it and they were trying to deflect from it. It ain't just the media. It was them daytime TV shows, The View, what's that? I forgot the other. It's another show, but then you got the night shows too, the Jimmy Kimmel Lives and all. Like they were actively joking and making fun about the Epstein list not being a real thing and certain names not being associated with it. They were actively doing that. We all know that to be true. It ain't like I was watching something you weren't watching. I'm watching the people, I'm reading the articles, I know what they're saying. Just like you know what they're saying. But you want to say that they were saying different. I'm saying prove it. The burden of proof is on you. That's how that works. That's how it works. You can't just send me random 1,000-word articles and I'm supposed to go read it. That's not, no. You go find it and tell me where it's at so I can read it. And you can say, see, cuz told you. And I can say, man, hey man, you were right about that one. It's that simple. It's that simple. I'm a different animal, man. Like you can't just tell me anything and I'm just gonna be like, oh man, you were right. Oh yeah, yeah. I ain't got no proof. I'm just saying how I feel about it. I don't tell you how I feel about it. I'm giving you facts. Then I tell you how I feel about the facts. How about that? You let someone talk and then you gave your own category, but you didn't fact. He said facts, but fact check any other things that he was saying. And then on top of that, you just made claims they didn't improve yourself. I watched it happen. What? Bro, I don't understand what you're saying. You let someone talk and then you gave your own category. Who'd I let? What are you talking about? Whew. Oh man. Hey y'all. Hey, anyway, that is the show. I appreciate y'all for being here. You know what I'm saying? Supporters, haters, everybody, man. Shout out to everybody. All right. You are somebody. Okay. Don't let nobody tell you different. You are somebody. All right. If you're dead wrong about what you're talking about, you still somebody. You know what I'm saying? You still somebody to somebody, and that we all love you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that little. No, I ain't gonna say that. That'd be kind of mean. But hey, shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to what the dude said? What Miro said? Miro used to say, the quarterback for Alabama, LANK. Let a naysayer know. I'm letting y'all naysayers know. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I forgot. Hold on a second. What? I got one more thing to talk about. I mentioned it earlier, and I forgot. I almost forgot about it. I almost forgot about this. Oh, let me find the video now. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about this before I get off here. Let's see, what's today's date? The 23rd. So that must have been like the 18th or something. Let's see. Let's see here. Let me bring it. So, hey man, shout out to you, man. Shout out to Pastor Willie Knight. He did a live on the 16th of this month. He was talking about the crime and everything, and he called out some things. It was, it was cool. But for whatever, I don't know what reason it is. You know what I'm saying? He had to tell y'all the reason, but he don't tell it exactly how it should be told. You know what I'm saying? He leaves certain stuff out when it's convenient. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, let me shoot him a text real quick so he can watch if he ain't watching. All right, let me see. He should be on here a little while maybe. But yo, so he said some some things, right? Let me find it though. Let me find it.
And we're looking. They're removing the juveniles off the streets. Keep in mind, school is coming up. I think that'll be a smart move with the school starting. especially with the football games on the weekends. I think that'll be good to keep the curfew thing out there. Let's just kind of add on. They're out here begging now. I'll be honest. The city council is out here begging for help. They're begging. We start making suggestions. You know, everybody knew that the mayor was telling y'all what y'all wanted to hear, and everybody saw through it. So it is it's an and wet, now wet.
So let me preface what I'm talking about. So y'all know me. If you've been watching me for a while, you know, like, I'm gonna call a ball, strike a strike. When it comes to the city of Montgomery, the majority of the violent crime in the city of Montgomery, the assaults, the robberies, homicides, all the above, most of these violent crimes are being perpetrated by black males. Just what it is. We all know this to be true. And see, I call it what it is, right? Pastor Willie, he don't call it like that, right? When he talks about the crime in the city, notice how he's speaking about it. He don't say who's committing the crime. He gonna give you an age range of who he believes is committing the crime, but he's not gonna give you like a description of who they are, what they look like. You know what I'm saying? Is it like white or black or Hispanic or nothing like that? He does that for a reason, right? But then you're gonna hear him say something else in regards to black people and what they celebrate, and he has a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to point this out because this is why certain people have certain animosities and certain like anger toward like white people or whatever the case, because or people like me who call something what it is, right? But you got people that don't want to call out what it is, right? But they're calling out for something else. I'm gonna show y'all what I mean. I'm gonna bring this all home. Let me find that part.
Well, we know that crime is not down. Man, you got a lot of families out here crying right now. Last weekend was horrible. You got families crying right now. You know, you got people that don't feel safe going out shopping or even trying to enjoy themselves just in Montgomery, straight out.
Facts.
And so instead of fussing about it, this is where we in and make more suggestions on things that we could do to kind of curb this. Like I say, I'm not a big fan of a lot of people that are in office. And it's not about me personally. It's about what is best for everybody. I think the curfew is a great start. It should have been expanded over the city instead of just downtown. That's about the only thing I can say about that. It should have just been expanded throughout the city to kind of help out. But that is a start. So now we need to target those that are from the ages of 18 to about 30, because there's where lies the bulk of the problems in this city, with that age frame, that age range right there.
All right. I want y'all to pay attention to how he wording this. Pay attention to the wording.
From the ages of 18 to about 30, because there's where lies the bulk of the problems in this city, with that age frame, that age range right there, from 18 to about 30. And, you know, this is where we all got to get involved. You know, calling on the big bros to come out. You know, look, you might not have a huge following, but you might have a following. You might have some people that you do have a little influence over. Ladies, we need y'all too, because it seems like y'all women fighting every which way y'all can go. So we need y'all too. You know, your city council ain't gonna fix this problem. This is something we got to take. You know, it would be best if they do exercise the right silent and quit lying like we ain't got an issue, when really we all know we do.
Facts. Now he said the age range 18 to 30, right? But he ain't say nothing about white or black, nothing like that, right? He ain't mentioned no race or no color associated with who's committing this crime. in the age range of 18 to 30, right? He just saying that's the age range, all right? Now let's keep listening, because then he gonna bring in color when it's convenient to bring in color, and y'all gonna see what I'm talking about.
So now that we know we do have a problem, let us take our city back. It starts in the house. Get your house back in order. Get your kids. You know, get your kids, because and to be honest, the kids ain't really the problem. You young adults, you the problem. Y'all stop fighting everywhere. Stop acting a fool everywhere you go. If you got to act out, man, stay at home.
And we all know who he's talking about, right? We all know, listening to him, we all know who he's talking about. He just ain't really specifically putting it out there like who he's talking about, right? But the people who he's talking to, they hear him loud and clear, right? But he ain't putting it out there like just cut and dry, black and white. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, keep listening.
The ones making the city unsafe, to be honest. I'm just going to tell you what they won't tell you.
Okay.
Those between the ages of 18 to 30, you the problem.
18 to 30, is that the Asians? Is that the Koreans, 18 to 30? Is that the Chinese? Is that the Hondurans? Is that the Mexicans? Is that the blacks, the whites? Like who 18 to 30, like that's, I mean, who was making up that 18 to 30 range? Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm wondering, because when you say 18 to 30, you just leaving it up open. So when the last time we seen the 18 to 30-year-olds Hispanics running around robbing people, shooting people? When the last time we seen 18 to 30-year-old white kids, white young adults running around robbing and shooting up the city? The last time we seen that? You know what I'm saying? But we know who he's talking about, but he just ain't saying who he's talking about. Exactly.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. What's up, Eric? Y'all the problem.
You're right.
Y'all the ones drag racing up and down the boulevard.
Who does that?
Drag racing up and down the Atlanta highway.
Who?
Y'all the ones.
Who is y'all?
Y'all the ones.
Who?
Running up, shooting up, and acting a fool. You know, now I expected it July the 4th and the 5th, and I still, for the life of me.
Uh-oh, here we come. Here you go, y'all. Listen real good.
Drag racing up and down the Atlanta
Listen
highway.
here, listen up.
Y'all the ones. Y'all the ones. Running up, shooting up, and acting a fool. You know, now I expected it July the 4th and the 5th, and I still, for the life of me, can't understand why black folks celebrate the 4th of July and they really celebrated like they were free, you know. But this is something we've been doing, so I'm over that.
Apparently you ain't over it. But yo, so when it came to the crime part, he left it real general. 18 to 30-year-olds, y'all the problem. You young adults are the problem. But when it comes to putting a color on it, because they celebrating the 4th of July, that's a problem. You put a color on it when it comes to celebrating a holiday. But when it comes to committing a crime in the city, ain't no color on that. This is what I be talking about. You got to call a spade. You got to call a ball, a strike. You can't be concerned about a holiday, who's celebrating a holiday, and call out specific groups of people, demographic of people. But yet, when it comes to the crime, you leave that to the imagination. But we all know who you're talking about. We all know, without me saying it, we all know who's committing the crime in the city. But I'm one of the only people that's in the space of doing shows and, you know, live streaming and all this type of stuff, doing content that calls it what it is. It ain't very many that's calling it what it is, right? But when we call out what it is, we get called, you know, y'all know the racist and white supremacists and coon sellout, you know, all that type of stuff. That's cool, fine and wonderful. The truth is still the truth, no matter how you don't want to accept it or how you want to spin it, or all that type of stuff. It don't matter what you call somebody. You know what I'm saying? But I'm calling it what it is. I just asked for the same across the board. This is why people don't really want to have a conversation like this with me, because I'm going to just talk about it and be real about it. And people don't want to, they can't do the same, so they don't want to go down certain roads and certain streets and, you know what I'm saying, certain thoroughfares with me, because they gonna end up at a dead end, and they're gonna be, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna run into a brick wall. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll take it there, and they're not gonna take it there in a conversation. You know what I'm saying? This is why Willie don't want to have a debate with me. This is why whoever else in this some dude named Chuck or whatever, whoever it is, they don't want to talk about this stuff, because they're not gonna be able to really discuss it in the right way. They're gonna try to spin it and twist the narrative up and try to, you know what I'm saying, gaslight and all that type of stuff. And all I'm gonna do is keep hitting them with facts and ask them direct questions that they can't answer. That's just how it goes. That's how it goes. But hey, man, I mean, he's saying what needs to be said. He just ain't putting a color on it. He not putting the people. See, that's how y'all talk. I don't even talk in like black and white. I only talk in black and white because Pastor Willie and the rest of the world, that's how y'all talk. Y'all call people black and white and all that type of stuff. So in order for you to understand what I'm saying, I have to talk in your language, right? But I just believe people I think that there's cultures of people. I think culture dictates more so how people act and behave. And I think that you could take a child that's from Japanese parents, that's born in America, in the hood with black folks, right? Or you can have white folks or whatever. If they grow up in the hood, when they grow up, they're gonna take on that hood mentality, hood culture. Although they're Japanese by blood, right? Because they've been raised and trained up to talk a certain way, to walk a certain way, to react to people in a certain way, to react to authority in a certain way. That's really what it down to. It don't come down to like your DNA. That's only so much. Your DNA is more of your mannerisms, or your, you know what I'm saying, like certain certain ways you might move or walk or something like that. But for the most part, culture is going to dictate a lot of your behavior, right? And how you deal with conflict. I just think it's really culture. It just so happens that the culture of degeneracy, violence, crime, you know what I'm saying? Like that seem to be black folks. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. In urban America, black people make up the majority of the people that's committing these type of acts, these type of crimes, this level of violence. I didn't make it that way. It just is what it is. But we have to call out for what it is so we can really address it. Being real vague and general, that ain't gonna help it, because the people you're talking about, they know who you're talking about, but they not gonna say out loud that you're talking about them. You got to do it. You got to call them out and say, is y'all specifically people that live right here? It's people that grow up over there that look like this. Like, you got to say that. You know what I'm saying? I can't be the only one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've been the only one. They ain't here. There ain't that many that's doing it. But I mean, if it gotta be that way, it's gotta be that way. But I'm just saying, we got to all be pushing the same thing and keep it real. Everybody ain't keeping it real like that. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. Let's get together. Come on, let's get it together. All right. Shout out to Willie. But I had to call a spade a spade. Text me back either. I'll call him a little bit. tell them to go watch my live. Go watch the last 15 minutes. Go watch the last 15 minutes. But yeah, anyway, man. We trying to get it together, but man, we got a long way to go in this city, boy. We got a long way to go because it is we in whew, well, we so far deep in the valley, man. We so far deep in the valley, man. We need help to get up out this valley. You know what I'm saying? We need help to climb back up to get back to the surface. Whew. But anyway, man, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. Be sure to hit that like, share the video, follow my page. All right. And we're gonna talk about some things, let's go around. Whatever happened, I'm gonna bring it to you. I'm gonna talk about it in a real way and be as thorough as possible. So y'all see what's going on and understand. Right. All right. Yes. Oh, that's an old comment. Oh yeah, you already know, John. War damn eagle, baby. You know what I'm saying? We fly high. Hey, I rep Auburn like I went there. I rep Auburn like I'm alumni. All right. Nah, man, I love Auburn, man. I've been an Auburn fan since I was a little kid. A1 since day one. Never switched, never folded. You know what I'm saying? I rep the gymnastics team, the equestrians, the swim team, baseball, softball, basketball, football. If they got volleyball, I'm with it. I'm with that too. Whatever they got, canoeing, rafting, I don't know what all they got, but archery, I don't care what it is, man. The chess club, spelling bee club, I don't care if I'm repping it. But yeah, War Eagle. Oh yeah, we coming for y'all this year too. Y'all, I've been seeing people talking about how we ain't got recruiting going on right now. We like number 58 in the country or something. Man, look, man, ain't nobody studying none of that, man. It's early. You know what I'm saying? We ain't worried about none of that. We gonna be ready. All right? We're gonna be ready when it comes to the football season. All right? I think Coach Freeze he's getting it together over there. There it is. Golf national champs, baby. Yeah, we got golf national champs, we got equestrian national champs. You know what I'm saying? We just played former basketball. Baseball team just went to the College World Series, to the Super Regionals. You know what I'm saying? Like for fourth time in the last 7 years or something like that. Softball done went to the World Series. It's happening over here. Gymnastics team, one of the best in the country. It's popping. It's popping over here. It's all about that orange and that blue. All right? And when it comes to the country, it's all about that red, that white, and that blue. Y'all can keep all that black, green, yellow, whatever else colors y'all be putting. Y'all keep that. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to rep that, go take y'all tail over. Never mind. I'm trying to be nice. All right, trying to be nice. Thank y'all for being here, man. Shout out to y'all, man. War Eagle, all that good stuff. Y'all have watched the Captain's Quarters show. All right, I was your host, L. Milliner. Appreciate y'all for being here. Make sure y'all come back next time. All right, leave me a review. Let the folks know how informative the show was and how L keeps it real and he ain't half stepping and all that good stuff. Let the folks know, man. Share, comment, and like and all that. Do all that stuff. All right. Till next time, man. I'm finna be up out of here. I am